My buddy Adam just dropped off his S12. It's got a pretty fresh paint job, but look at that. I mean, that is thriving in there. Cannot see anything. This headliner. Look at it. So we got to fix that. This is my buddy Adam's Nissan S12, and despite the nice paint, it is got some problems. First and foremost, the steering rack is moving back and forth. So there's something going on with the bushings and clamping. Second is this front end. It's pretty messed up. He's been drifting this car for over a decade. Just needs some help. He's got this S13 front bumper on there, which I think looks cool, but it needs to be fitted differently. It's not supposed to be on this car, so obviously it doesn't really fit very good. We've got some nice growth here, which I'm gonna keep watering it diligently and see how much it grows while it's here. The third thing is these doors. They're pretty loose. So we gotta fix that. And it's like that on both doors. That striker has seen better days, so that's got to get replaced. The other thing that he didn't ask me to do, but I'm going to try and do something, is I was backing this thing in to the shop, and you cannot see anything. This headliner is so saggy. I don't know what I'll be able to do, but I do want to keep it because it is kind of nice, and it's nice to have interior, and it's cool to have interior in drift cars now. He has been slamming this door shut forever, and then his mirror fell off. So we gotta glue this thing back on, which, honestly, you should probably just get a new mirror, but you know, it's an S12. We're working within an S12's budget. So first things first, I gotta get this thing on the lift, which I'm not looking forward to because, as you can see, there's not a lot of room. There's a toes width of room. Despite the nice paint, it is just an old drift car. All right, stuff is off. It took a little bit of time. I'd like to make some things a little bit better, but I think I convinced Adam. He's gonna bring over his other fenders. He has nicer fenders. Just wait until he crashed these even more to replace them. But I'm like, dude, let's just get the nice fenders on there and get this thing looking good. This trim piece was a pain to get off, really. You gotta undo these motors, and they're kind of stuck in there. But you can see how much more curved it is, and it should match the S13 bumper a lot better. It's still not perfect, you know, it's got some stuff, but it's a lot better. And I mean, this is S12 stuff, you know, you kind of run what you can find when it comes to an S12. So far, so good. Look at all this dirt came out of these fenders. It's been a long time since they've been off. Also a bunch of foam, kind of weird. Fenders are off. So after I got the door out, I basically had to take out the bushings. They're a two-piece, one on each side, and the old pins. And this turned out to be a real pain in the ass. They're hard to press in from this side. You just can't get a straight punch on it. And the D21 pins that I had to use, because you can't buy S12 pins anymore, they weren't as tapered in the front. So I ended up having to grind these a little bit so they don't snag the second bushing on the way out. Look at these, straight, still in the bag, OEM. These doors are gonna be closing nicely. Dude, it took a little while, but look at this pinky. Oh, pinky. Oh, that was even too, just a little, quite enough. Oh. The other side's like that too. Little, not quite as good, but I don't want to spend any more time. It kind of hangs up on the way out, but I mean, look at that. I mean, come on. That is nice. This guy's been in the shop where it's dry and he's just not getting his morning dew. I gotta come in here, spray her down a little bit. And unfortunately, it's just not looking as lush as it was. It was thriving in here. Now it's kind of, I don't know, a little brown, less squishy. So I'm gonna keep watering it and yeah, see what happens. Addam brought these fenders, which I'm hyped. I am gonna have to cut them and mess with them a little bit. So basically, I've got a sandbag underneath the yellow microfiber there, and I'm just kind of heating it up and going to town on this lip. His fitment is pretty aggressive, and the farther that's smashed over, the less it's going to catch on his tire, especially at angle and whatnot. And also, he's, you know, running a fair bit of caster, so that kind of pushes the wheel forward quite a bit. So yeah, I use that plastic hammer. It's not usually my first choice, but in this case I really wanted to make sure I didn't chip any of the paint, and to my surprise this actually worked, and both fenders I didn't have a single paint chip on either one. I thought for sure where the middle, like right in the center where the metal comes around, I would get at least a crack, and somehow I didn't. This is fairly fresh paint though. I would say like a couple years old. Yeah, right there. That was for I just fit it up and I was like, man, this caster is pretty intense, so I had to really bash that in. You could probably accomplish the same thing with a fender roller, or well, you can accomplish the same thing with a fender roller, but I found it easier while the fender was off, and I feel like you can go a bit further with the hammer, a bit faster. Just kind of made more sense. Sure, turned out all right. It's a little patchy from the silicone. That's all right. This thing, I mean, you know, it's not that easy to find an S12 mirror, or really most things for an S12. Actually, I don't know. I haven't looked, but it's all right. It's a good looking mirror. So we have these exhaust clamps. The thought is we can put them on either side of this steering rack. And if you look, they almost fit, so I got to grind them just a little bit to close up that gap. But Julian just did this on his S12 and he had no problems, and he just did a 130 mile an hour entry on Thunderhill East. So if it's good enough for that, it's going to be good enough for this. So over the years, when he was putting his bumper on and off, he really had to crank down on those holes on the fender. The bumper was just not quite aligning, and it kind of deformed that 90-degree flange there. Normally I would use a flat hammer. My dolly is nice and flat, and you really want like a flat hammer to flatten that flange out. But in this case, I'm kind of worried about chipping paint. So I wanted to make sure that that paint stayed on there. So I just used this little cheesy plastic hammer. Made these little fender extenders. It'll be a lot better. There was only one on there before and it was not in great shape. Those basically hold the front out, which, as you can see, when I push on this, it moves this part of the fender. So that is essential for the door to open, pretty much, is what I figured out. I needed to do those first, because then I can mount this bumper to the fender. But overall, she's looking a lot better. I added a couple mounting spots under here just to kind of help. I'd love to make a piece to go in there, but realistically, the bumper needs to be like actually modified. Like, these need to be cut and re-glued together because it's just too wide for this car. If I know Adam, I think he's gonna be pretty stoked with this just the way it is. So we're gonna go for that. Headliner is getting fixed right now. All these clamps are up there. I've glued it and, you know, we'll see how that goes. The other thing I did, which you can't really see from here. The other thing I did was put these screws in there to hold it up. Just some little sheet metal screws, and then just the flap at the end is like glued. But I think that'll be a really good improvement because you literally couldn't use the rearview mirror. So, oh, well, there is no rearview mirror, but you couldn't look behind you. Look at that. I mean, this is the national championship of detailers, but she's looking a lot better. Oh, the door opens so nicely. Let's one more time. We're in a lot better shape than we were. Oh, my God. Oh. This driving position is not ideal, but man, it is so much nicer in here. So, oh, son of a gun. Okay. That's silly. Yeah, ignition. Nice. She starts right up. Oh my goodness. Torquey girl. That is a noisy clutch. This thing is difficult to get out of. Oh, not so much anymore. Man, look how much nicer this freaking thing is. So much better than it was. Oh my God. Okay. Look at that. We're looking pretty good. This old girl's been inside. Gotta water that a little bit. She'll come back. She's finally done. Side skirts are on. Got the whole inside vacuumed out. The little extraction guy on there. Floor mats are fully flushed out. Got the headliner screwed in. Not the cleanest, but we're working within the budget and the spirit of this vehicle, if you will. Doors are closing good. Look at this. That is nice. Got this whole back area cleaned up a little bit, zip tied up some wiring. Gave these lights a polish and they are looking way better. Before, I mean, you could tell it was just an old part, but now it's looking like it's new almost. Yeah, the interior is fully cleaned out now. The glass is clean. I mean, just all these little things help, you know, make it better. The doors work well. The front end, I'm not 100% stoked on. I still wasn't able to get this to come out to the edge of the corner. I think I would have to extend this out, but it's a job for another day. I don't know. I may just stay like this for a long time, knowing Addam. So yeah, it's looking a lot better than it did when it first got here. It's subtle, but the functionality of the car is like a lot better. All right, well, let me know if you enjoyed it. That's pretty much it. I had a lot of fun, but this is not normally what I do. I mostly do like fabrication. But there's plenty of cars to work on around here, either mine or my customers. So if you did enjoy it, please let me know. Pretty much that's it. J-Bone out, baby.